Hello everyone, hope you're doing okay. Chocolo Roberto here for another live video review. I think it's the 10th or maybe the 11th one this time. I can't believe it. I keep saying this every week, but I can't believe how quickly it's going. So hope you're doing all okay. Yeah, let me know how you're doing, by the way. It's one of those. It's been snowing all week and raining and all sorts this week in the UK. So probably where you are as well, maybe. But yeah, been a bit of an eventful week for the weather, that's for sure. But this week, well, as you can probably see already, we've got the Lindt Swiss Luxury Selection. I have to say that slowly. Yeah, it looks an interesting one. I'm wondering whether it's one of those where perhaps in a larger selection, I say the same thing but a bigger selection, like costs a bit more money, they have more chocolates in. So I'm not sure if it's going to be one of those or not. But you see, I did have a bit of a hi Scotty, you doing okay? Sunshine, eh? It's not been, it's mixed here, I think you'd say. It's just a bit. Yeah, I think it's been raining. I think it's relatively bright now. But it could, in 5 minutes time, it could be snowing, who knows. Yeah. But it's been flooding here as well. It's been pretty bad actually. Some places have flooded quite badly here, so it has been raining quite a lot. So it's yeah, raining then snowing then raining again, it seems. But yeah, but I hope well, wherever you are, I hope the weather's okay for you lot anyway. It's yeah, as I say, it's been a bit bad in some places, but hopefully in others it's been okay. Yeah, so this is what we got: Lindt Luxury Selection, Swiss Luxury Selection. Now I did have a bit of a palaver trying to get the menu on this image up here in the top right as you look at it. So basically, long story short, is it seems like there's a new chocolate in the selection, and I think the new one is that heart-shaped one in the top left. This one, Diamante di Cafe, I think it is. And there was another one in there not too long ago before that, it seems. So basically, any image I got on the internet had the old one in. And the reason I tried to get yeah, basically tried to get one off the internet was because on the one on the back you can see there's that pull here to open tab basically. I didn't want to include that, so you can see actually now you notice it, you'll see there's a bit of a Photoshop job there to get rid of that. You'll see on the image in the top right. So yeah, you might not have noticed it before then, but yeah, that's Photoshop for you. So there we go. Yeah, so quite interested in this one. So it feels quite light. It's definitely a new. There's only a single layer in here, well, I assume. Let's say chocolates back when I was younger in this selection used to have double layers, and I think that was a bit of an exciting thing. But nowadays, they all seem to be all of them seem to be single-layered affairs. And I guess mainly because everyone used to just go to the bottom layer for the favourite one. So when someone who just took the time went to the bottom layer, they find all the good ones had gone. So, oh, hi Amy, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. Has to be said. You can see the there you go. So I've just basically took a photo of that and done a bit of a Photoshop to get it there in the top. So yeah, I'm very excited about this one. Hope you're doing okay, Amy. By the way, how's the weather where you are, Amy? By the way, I think you're in the UK, aren't you? Yeah, it's been snowing and raining all sorts where I am, so it's been a bit bad really. But I hope it's been okay where you are either way. But yeah, so right, we should give it an open then, of course. But let's have in fact, I always say that, then get carried away with something else. Let's have a look on the back. Now, normally it'd be nice if I could read this, but because of the way it is, oh, there you go. Experience a unique chocolate journey. So a lot of them have talked about this chocolate journey, haven't they? I've noticed it seems to be a common thing in these descriptions. I guess it's quite an easy thing to talk about. There you go, chocolate journey with this praline collection made from exquisite ingredients and the finest Swiss Lindt chocolate. Each masterpiece is created by the Lindt Swiss master chocolatiers with special care and attention. I mean, that guy's never touched. I always say this. That guy's never touched chocolate in his life, has he? If he makes chocolate, he'd be covered in it. You know what I mean? Particularly around his mouth, if it was me anyway. So, yeah. So hoping this will be all right. So let's see what we got here as well. Got per 100 grams. 583 calories there, see if you can see that. I have to offset it a bit so I can read it myself as well. Unfortunately, the camera sort of zooms in on my face. So that's that 583 calories. That 38 grams of fats, 22 of which are saturates. There we go. If it focuses in for long enough, there we are. So it's towards the end, it's almost 600 per 100 grams. So that is quite calorific. It does say the praline ones. Now pralines, as I've been saying if you've been watching these live reviews, there's a bit of an open type there, so I will open it as mentioned before. It seems to be quite an easy, well, I don't know if it's an easy thing, but it seems to be very much prevalent in these chocolate selections, and I get a bit, I don't know, pralines and truffles, when you're reviewing these, and obviously once a week, they become a bit, just took my head off, they become a bit mundane really. So, let's see, these ones have got to be pretty special I think. But yeah, they do look quite exciting. Oh, hi Andrew, how are you doing? Well, you never know. Well, I might do another one actually. Well, I don't forget Morrison's as well. I was considering doing another one with non-orange Jaffa cakes, When I say non-orange, probably sort of like the raspberry or strawberry flavours. I don't think I've got a Morrison's one for that one, Andrew, so oh, so I do apologise. Okay, but yes, I think that was the thing though, really. No, oh yes, I've got the passion fruit ones too. The cherry ones, I'm not sure. The passion fruit ones, I've got to review basically, so I might review those this weekend actually. So here we go, I've opened the top. So I've got the typical effect. It smelled very nice actually as I opened it. So we go, the lovely little menu here. Chocolatier Swiss chocolates since 1845. Master Swiss chocolates, or chocolate makers, since 1845, I think that translates as. My French is not the best. There's a nice menu here actually, look at this. It's got, this is probably the best one we've seen so far. Not only has it got all the, it's even got them in Arabic, which is nice. It zooms in on there. But it's got a massive, you know, it's a lovely double-sided thing. It's like a little mini book, really. It might be different languages and stuff, I'm not sure, but yeah. Oh no, it's multiple languages on the back. Yeah, so it's got a lot going on here. So probably there you can see it's got the finest cocoa there. What makes Lindt chocolates so exceptional? Let's talk about it then. It's got unique roasting and grinding. Something else there. What's that? I don't know what that is. Something, loads of ingredients maybe. They are the best. Can't see it's near the bottom there. What does it say? Best ingredients. There we go. Beyond cocoa or something like that. The bottom left as you look at it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Finishing with perfection. There we go. Looking very stern and concentrated. So very exciting. Yeah. So quite a good menu this one actually. I think it's definitely the best so far. Yeah, I still eat them all as well, Scotty. Yeah, it's one of those, you know, if they're there, I'll eat it. If it's got chocolate on it, I'll usually eat it, even if it's one that's not my favourite. But I think the presentation on this one's looking very nice. It's got this sort of insulation thing going on here, which is nice, keep them safe, which is good. And it's got a little, I don't know, what do you call that? I don't know. Piece of paper, I'm not sure. But it's got one of those on it anyway, so that's quite nice. It's got a lovely presentation and it looks very nice. And look at this. I have to say, even though I wouldn't say the shapes are massively standoutish as such, it really does look very nice. I can't obviously hold it up too vertically because it'll all fall out. I'm trying to be careful. But I think that looks really nice. I don't know if it comes across very well to you, but it really does look. You just have an air of quality there with those. There's something about them that does look very nice. Now they have got. Well, actually, no. I was going to say we've got the problem where there's only. Well, there is. Well, basically, long story short is there are some that have fewer than others. I did think there was only one of these big ones in the middle, but in the top corners you can see there's them as well. But some of them, clearly these two in the middle here, these two sort of square diamond ones. There's only two of them that I can see. There's only two of the other. In fact, I think in this one here they've got four of these ones, four of these mountain type ones. So we've got two of some and four of others, so that's a bit, I don't like that. I know it's symmetrical perhaps, but yeah, I think, you know, you shouldn't really have four of one and two of others, especially when it's intentional like this. So that's a bit of a shame, because as we all know, if it's not your favourite or whatever, then you're in trouble. But I think they've definitely got a nice sheen to them. I think they look very nice. Yeah, as we've seen, there's 8 different types. Yeah, they definitely, I mean, they do, yeah, I think you're right, they do come across as looking very indulgent, it has to be said. There's just something about them, isn't there? It'll almost be a shame to chop them up, really. But chop them up we must. So what do you reckon? Any preference on the starter? I've not really actually looked at the flavours myself yet. I tried to keep it all just for now, if you know what I mean, so I'm as surprised as you are. Oh, by the way, I did, I know I'm like my rule. Well, someone in the comments, I think his name was E9 Aqueduct or something like that, his name was. Or 9 Duct or something, I'm not sure. But he mentioned getting digital calipers, basically, and I thought that was a great idea, because rather than trying and unsuccessfully measure things with the ruler, basically I can use these. So what you can see here is you can, there you go. So you see it's pretty accurate, so you just put things in between. And it measures it pretty accurately, so yeah. I thought that's a good way to, in millimetres and inches, of course, so you can obviously convert that to centimetres quite easily. Yes, there we go. So that's my new toy. It only cost about £8 or something. I thought, why not? Yes, the caramel one looks really nice. What do you think, Andrew? Should we say that to last then? The caramel ones I'm always a bit dubious on, because often the caramel ones, they're very sweet sort of, so far they've been very sweet butterscotchy caramels, and I've always been a bit disappointed with them, so hopefully they'll be okay. Least exciting first, yeah. So I think that's I think that's definitely the way forward. So what do you reckon? What's the least exciting? I don't know, they all look, well, to be honest with you, I don't even know what half of them are. They're all in French, aren't they? So yes, I'm not sure. So, so it's a difficult one. Yeah, well, there you go, Andrew. Yes, it's all I knew, that one, I think. Yeah, I'm only one. Yeah, well, this is it. Yeah, I think they seem to be quite useful. I don't know why I never thought of it before, these calipers. I don't know why I never thought of it before, because it would have made it so much easier. Well, to be honest with you, I'm not sure. So should we go? I don't really. Well, yeah, we've got to start somewhere, I think. Well, there's 4 of the mountain ones, so let's assume that that's going to be the worst one. Yes, just a crunchy pie. Well, yeah. Amanda Quackwants first. Quackwants, is that how you spell it? Yeah, let's try that one first. Then which one's that one? Let's see. Okay, yeah. So it's that sort of one. So we've got 2 of these. Looks to have like a hazelnut affair on the top. There we go. This is one we'll start with. Zoom in. Okay, there it will. Yes. There we go. This looks quite nice, doesn't it? It does look nice. Move the other chocolates away. Flat on the bottom. That does imply some kind of hazelnut in there. That top, but I mean, it could be wrong there. Let's see what it says then in the official description. Let's have a look. There we go. So, a crunchy almond embedded in deliciously smooth almond cream and rounded off with a fine milk chocolate, or the finest milk chocolate, it says. So there we go. So, can read that there. In fact, I could have just put it there and then read it that way. Too small. It's good thing about this as well. That sort of like makes it a lot bigger as well, so I can read it. There you go. Many different languages there. 3 different languages. It's not too bad. So, oh, it sounds exciting. I mean, whether it is, who knows? Now I can use the digital calipers for the first time. Okay, then a Dragon Noir. You see, the name sounds pretty good, Dragon Noir. But of course, might just be masking it. Okay, so here we go. So we'll give it the old measure, so I can perhaps do a better job of showing you the size now as well with these calipers. Let's see. Yeah, so that's 3.72. Can you see that? Maybe not. There we go. No centimeters. There we are. Yes, and in height. There we go. Exciting stuff. Let's go on the top right. So the more flavours are there. How do you mean? Sorry, Andrew. I'm not sure what you mean there. Yeah, because it's basically taken from the back of the box, that. So there you go, measuring the other side as well. A bit difficult, this one, because it's a bit of a mountain here. So it's like higher in some places than others. But we'll see. So we'll do it like that there, like that. There we go. So it's about 1.72 high. So there we go. Yes, so there we are. Yes, digitally, I know this is it. I'm in the future now. I'm in the future. Let's see. Well, that was a good question. Actually, I think you're right. Actually, let's have a look. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, sorry, I thought you meant in the top right corner of the screen. But yeah, I think you're right. And when I opened this, I did say I wonder if it's going to be one of those with more flavours. And we can see there it's got that cornet door there, is well spotted behind you there. So it does have some that aren't in this selection. So obviously in a bigger one, if you spent more money, you'd get even more. So that's a bit. So it seems like we've only got the top ones, maybe. There's actually quite a lot we haven't got. So there's actually 6 ones maybe that we haven't got, assuming that's right. That's really disappointing, actually, isn't it? Yeah, so well spotted there, Andrew. Yeah. No. Hi, Alan. How you doing? You okay? Hope you're doing all right. Just saying before, the weather's terrible where we are. So where I am. So yeah, pretty awful. But yeah, no, yeah, you're right. You're right, Andrew. Well spotted there. Good eagle eyes. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty poor, I think you'd say. There's 6 missing. You need a bigger one, so maybe it's something for the future, but I assume the bigger selection is probably going to be like £20-30 or something. So we'll see. I'm not sure whether budget allows that kind of thing, but we'll see. Okay, let's give this one a chopping up. But yes, I mean 6 chocolates is excessive. There was 1 chocolate set we did, wasn't there? I think there was 1 missing. I think that was a Lindt one as well, actually. But this one's got 6 missing. Yeah, they could just give you 1 of each, maybe. I don't know in the selection. I'm not sure really, but it seems extreme to have that many missing, I think. Yeah, well, this is it. Yeah, I know. We'll try and make you spend more money, I think. Okay, let's give it a bit of a chop, this one. So the top there just flew off, which is a good sign in a way, because it does mean there's something to it. You can see there, so there we go. It looks not too bad, does it? Yeah. Looks a bit more exciting than thing, I have to say. Okay, so as you know, this is the almond croissant. I think it's almond something or others. Yeah, so basically expecting, yeah, a crunchy almond embedded in deliciously smooth almond cream and rounded off with the finest milk chocolate. So not too bad. Okay, ooh, I actually accidentally touched the centre there, and it's very soft. Actually, it looked like it'd be quite hard, but it's really soft. Well, not hard, but like smooth. It's actually very, yeah, it came off my finger quite. Yeah, so okay, let's give this one a taste. Quite excited about this one. It didn't mention anything about white chocolate on it, did it? But clearly it has got white chocolate, but it didn't mention it in the description. I have to say that's very nice. A nice crunch to it. It's got a lovely crunch actually, and that centre is very nice. It doesn't really. It says it's all an almond cream and things, but it doesn't specifically taste of almond. I think it just tastes kind of like a very kind of quite caramelly with it. And I'm still getting little nice sort of crunchy bits in my mouth with it. It's lasted quite a while. It's very nice actually. I have to say they've done a good job there. It's something that I probably wouldn't normally be too bothered about. Yeah, that is very nice. Because it's you know, the almond ones usually just sort of basically just got chopped almonds in. That's about it. But that one, I would say it had like very smooth, very, I wouldn't say caramelly toffee-like sort of centre of, not chewy, but very smooth and soft, a bit like a centre of a sort of Kinder Bueno almost, that kind of consistency. And lots of very small crunchy almonds in there. They didn't really taste almondy, just very crunchy. And chocolate was nice as well. I think that was really nice actually. Yeah, that was really nice. And yeah, and you're saying Lindt is really good chocolate. Yeah, I've got a couple of big Lindt Swiss chocolates to do actually. Yeah, I have got those. I've had them for a while to review. Hopefully I get round to them, you know. There's just so much to review at the moment. But yeah, I'm very impressed with this actually. That was very nice. I think, you know, I don't think it's quite a 5 out of 5, but it's definitely 4.5. I'm going to say probably a 4.5 out of 5 for that one. It was very, very tasty indeed. It was really nice. The reason it wasn't a 5, I just think because it just wasn't really a flavour there as such. It's more about the consistencies. You know, even though it was an almond sweet, there was no real sort of standout flavours there really. So it's probably more 4. I'll say a 4.5, I think, but it probably was more of a 4. But you know, we'll go 4.5. Why not? Okay, yeah, so Scott, you said the dragon one, didn't you, next? The dragon noir. It sounds very exciting, that one, but I mean, it might just be dark chocolate. Let's have a look. This one, we've got 3 of them in this one. There we go. Dragon noir. Our finest dark chocolate filled with dark hazelnut janduja, embossed with the Lindt dragon. There we go, and it's got it in French. Yeah, the Lindt dragon then. So basically, it's dark chocolate, really, is the gist of it, but it does say... Okay. Well, it sounds nice and it looks pretty nice. So that's what we've got 3 of, as mentioned before. So we've got them 1 in the centre and then these 2 either side as well. So we'll take the centre one. Why not? Take the centre ground. Yes. Oh, is it? Yeah. I think you're right, actually, Andrew. Yeah, I think when we looked at that the other week, didn't we? We sort of discovered that's basically what it is. Yeah. It sounds very impressive, but yeah, I think that's right. Okay, we've got the calipers out again, so why not? We'll go for that. Why not? A bit more faffy than the ruler, has to be said, but you know, I guess they're more accurate, so maybe it swings around about. Okay, there we go. So the height wise for them, I can't really show you there, can I? But there we go. The height is 1.5 centimeters. There we go. And by the height, I mean the bottom to top, as in the flat base to the top, and then yeah, essentially then the sort of diameter of it. It's just under 3 centimeters. There we go. That's at the bottom now. So at the top. So the ruler does have some advantages because it can be a bit sort of a bit more flexible with it. It's 2.6 centimeters at the top. So obviously it's not straight at the sides. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. So it looks very nice. So I'll just show you the dragon on it. There's upside down. Focusing on my face again as always. There we go. Yes, there we go. I think it's upside down there. So it looks very nice. Has a nice sort of Lindt, I don't know how you say that, sprungly. I can never say that. Master chocolatiers from Switzerland since 1845. There we go. Right, so let's give it a cut. It's pretty hard underneath, so it's... Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it does have a truffle layer as we expected. It didn't specifically say that in the description, but it was there sort of implicit by the fact that it says it's a truffle selection. So it looks very nice. It's fallen apart under the bottom one. The tops come off, which I quite like actually when the tops come off, things like that, because it does mean there's something there. It's not just skin deep, you know. Okay, but yeah, you can see there the top came off that one, a smooth praline centre there. Yeah, it's very nice. Okay, well I think we should give this one a taste. I'm expecting really just dark chocolate as a gist of it, dark chocolate truffle, possibly with as Andrew mentioned, a bit like a sort of hazelnutty taste, basically like a Nutella type affair going on. But we'll let's give it a go. Give it a taste. Definitely dark chocolate. You've got that rich dark chocolate taste. Almost has a bit of a, almost a bit of a coffee type taste as well. It's not really, but it does a bit, you know. It does. A bit of a coffee taste there, but I think that's just the dark chocolate really. Something that's really coffee in there. But it's very nice actually. And the centre's soft, but not too. I think it works pretty well because it's a dark chocolate praline. It's not too sweet, and it's just quite smooth. A bit different than a regular praline or a regular truffle or whatever you'd say in the centre. I think it's dark chocolate just adds a bit more to it, makes it a bit more exciting, and doesn't really come across as a typical one because it's got that rich taste to it. It's actually quite nice as well. Definitely a dark chocolate one, this one. If you're not a big fan of dark chocolate, this one is probably one that you would tend to avoid. But as I say, the centre does make it a bit different. I say just have that different consistency. It's actually very nice as well. Didn't really taste of hazelnut really, even though I'm sure it did say. Well, yeah. Oh, well, hang on a sec. Where is it now? I think I've been reading the wrong one. Yeah, it says dark hazelnut gianduja. You know, but it didn't really taste of that at all actually. I didn't get any hazelnut taste there at all really. Just dark chocolate. So that was a bit, well, disappointing is possibly the wrong word for me, because to be honest with you, I'm not too bothered about that hazelnut taste. But if you were, then clearly it would be disappointing. So I think, maybe for that one, although it's still really nice. Still very tasty, got little bits of dark chocolate everywhere. Still very nice and still lovely. I just think you might be disappointed by the fact that there was no sort of hazelnut taste there really. I'm just sort of wiping away some of the chocolate off the plate. So I think really for me it's probably, I think I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5. I think for that one. I think it's quite, I think even with the hazelnut it would be quite plainish anyway. But it's a really nice dark chocolate, really lovely, quite indulgent and rich. Yeah, I did enjoy that a lot. But I think it's just, you know, still very good. But yeah, just a dark chocolate really in the end of the day. But it was really nice and the consistencies were lovely. So there we go. Yeah. Yeah, well, there we go. Possibly, yes. I'm not sure. I think the boring ones are possibly out of the way. I mean, they were quite nice. So the first one, especially, actually, was very much a surprise. I really didn't expect that one to be as good as it was. Yeah, but I think that Dragon Noir. Yeah, Drogon, not Game of Thrones. Yeah, it's perhaps one of the more mundane ones. But I would say it does look like perhaps all the best ones are the ones that aren't in this selection to an extent. But you would have thought that wouldn't be the case. But there are things like tiramisu, creme brulee. Diamante du Cafe and stuff like that. In fact, I think that one might be in this one actually. Yeah, I think that one might be in that one, but I think there's 5 that aren't in the selection actually. Yeah, which is a shame. But yes, any preference now, or should we just go through? What do you think? Anyone got any preference for this one? I think we're saving the caramello till last because we're hoping Andrew, at least in Andrew's case, that it's going to be a nice one. Maybe if it's terrible, Andrew will be even then with the Morrison's Jaffa case. So what do you think? We could just go perhaps from left to right to an extent. There we go. I've got that Diamante di Cafe. The mountainy one, yeah, we've got 4 of those. I suspect if you've got 4 of them, that sort of makes me think it's probably, by 4 I mean we've got the most of those than any others, I think. It makes me suspect it's probably the weaker one, or at least the cheapest to make. So you can see we've got 4 of these mountain ones. Where are they? It's hard to... Basically, the camera's not a mirror image of me, so actually I'm having to do it in the... It's difficult to find how to do it, so there we go. There we go. Yeah, there we are. There's 4 of them there. Right, so take it out. So there we go, that's what we're up against. So I'll read it out in a minute. You can see it's quite a nice... you can see it's clearly been sort of piped out, I guess, so it looks to have been, but it's probably just been put into a mould, really. It does look quite nice. Yeah, it does look quite... It has a nice design, doesn't it, Scotty? You're right. Let's see what what it says about it. Whoop, where is it? That way? This way. There we go. Right, so what's the point de chocolat? Chocolate point, maybe? A delectable chocolate filling, carefully glazed with dark and light milk chocolate. There we go. It's got obviously the rest in different languages, French and Arabic. So it sounds an interesting one, but doesn't really give too much away. I guess it just says dark and light milk chocolate. So dark milk chocolate and light milk chocolate. So you can clearly see which is the dark and which is the light. Not much light milk chocolate there, which I guess is a bit of a shame because I think, you know, I don't know. Looking at the rest of the collection, you would say that the light milk chocolate is quite in the minority. Let's give it a quick caliper measure then, shall we? Just the caliper set to 0. Okay, so yeah, bit don't know if they're unwieldy or not, but there we go. So we'll just let's see, give it a point to the bottom. There we are. So yeah, about 2.1 centimeters there in height, and in width at the bottom. Let's see. I'm not sure whether. Let me know if you think these are worthwhile. By the way, these calipers. It's very accurate. That's the thing. And then it's about 32 centimeters. Oh, sorry, 3.2 centimeters. From there. There we go, pretty much. But then if I do it from the top, obviously, well, it's where it's worth doing from the top, isn't it? Because it obviously goes smaller. But just for the sake of it, we'll do it roughly. Now, roughly, this is very rough. 1.4 centimeters. Because obviously, it's a bit of a inconsequential measurement, that one, I think. But it has a good design, this one, as Scotty says. Let's have a look at it too close. Could do perhaps a better quality camera for the bottom one, really, but it's one of those, isn't it? So we'll give it a slice down the top. We'll see whether this light chocolate top is, I don't know, I guess solid, really. It might just pop off if it is. Yeah, so you can see it starting to come off at the side. So that's a good sign, that. Because it does mean, as I say, it is proper solid chocolate. I think the whole thing is quite solid, actually. Look at that. So one side's come away a bit worse than the other. But yeah, so you can see it's actually the top of it is a proper separate sort of little tip of lighter chocolate that will come away. You can see it's coming away slightly at the top there. We've got this sort of dome of truffle underneath, and then the solid darker milk chocolate at the bottom as well. So very interesting. In fact, you can see here where on the other side where it came away. Ooh, there you go. Where it came away. There we go. Yeah. So not too bad. There we are. Interesting. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. I think you're not going to get much of the light chocolate on this one, though. I think we can safely say. I mean, if you consider how much is there compared to the rest of it, it'd be better if the base was like a, you know, the same thickness, but on the base of it, because the base is wider, so you get more of it naturally. So it would kind of work then, but for some reason they've done it at the tip of it, which I think is probably a mistake. But we'll see how it works. So let's give it a taste. Definitely more. This is definitely it tastes like the Lindor type of chocolate here. This one's basically like eating a Lindor almost. Not quite as sickly, but it's very reminiscent of eating a Lindor basically, because it's a lot more milkier, creamier chocolate. Maybe it'd be too sickly if they had too much of that light, very light milk chocolate, but yeah, this one basically just tastes just like eating a Lindor, really. For me, Lindors are a bit too sickly. I've never been. I know people love them. I prefer them to be a bit smaller than the mini Lindors you can get, and by those I mean those sort of spheres of sort of chocolate. I guess basically what this is, like a chocolate sort of praline or truffle, I guess, or praline, I guess you'd say, surrounded in a case of milk chocolate. But it's a very creamy milk chocolate, and that's basically what that mountain was. Just surrounded in sort of creamy milk chocolate, and I think the centre was pretty creamy as well. It came across that way. Yeah. So for me, it's not too bad, but it's not my favourite really, as to say. But it was a bit smaller, a bit more manageable than a Lindor. So actually, I think it worked a bit better for me. Proportions were just slightly better. So I think I'd give that 4 out of 5. Again, nothing too dramatically special about it. I think it's a shame that the lighter milk chocolate was at the top. I think it was at the bottom, made the base the same thickness, but at the base. If you can imagine that bit at the, that thickness at the bottom, I think you then get more of it, and it would actually be you taste it more. But whereas as it is now, I think you'd have to specifically bite the top off of it to really notice what that is. I mean, maybe as a whole in your mouth, you know, as it all melts together and things, it might make the difference that they're intending at Lindt. But I don't know, for me, you know, it kind of seemed a bit of a waste of time, which is a bit of a shame. I think if you're going to showcase different sort of types of milk chocolates, I think you'd want to do it slightly better than that. As I say, because you're not really, you know, what's the point? We have this discussion every time, I think, when we do these chocolate sections. We have a bit of white chocolate on the top of things. I mean, sometimes not as much as that, though. They have like a little stripe of it or something. Yeah, so it's not quite as bad as that. But yeah, I just think, you know, it might work balance-wise or whatever, but when you're making a point of it, I think, you know, as a taster, I prefer to specifically be able to say, oh yes, I can taste that milkier chocolate or whatever, you know. But either way, it wasn't too bad. Basically a Lindor, so 4 out of 5. But I think a bit better than a Lindor. It just proportions were just slightly better, so it was less sickly for me. Yeah, so 4 out of 5. But nothing too extravagant there. Okay, so what do we think now? Anyone got any preferences? As I say, we've done the. What did we do there? That was the mountain, wasn't it? The mountain one. Looked quite nice, but as I say, we could start with we're saving the caramella to last. Is it caramella? I think it's caramella, isn't it? The orange heart one. Yeah, okay, I thought you'd like to leave that to last, Andrew. I thought you love the orange flavourings, but yeah. But yes, why not? Why not? Let's do the orange heart one. It does look probably one of the nice. There's 2 of these in the set. It does look one of the nicer ones, I would say. It just has a real. I don't know if you can see that, but it just has a real nice look to it. Yeah. It does look really nice, that one, I have to say. Yeah, they never do hearts that are symmetrical, do they? They always have to have them sort of off kilter and things like this one, which I guess is fine. Okay, right, so let's give it the old measure room. I would normally measure them on the bottom one, but to be honest with you, there's not really as much point, I guess, is there? Okay. So to be careful not to damage it too much. We'll do it from the sort of like rough tips, sort of centre of it to the bottom tip. It's roughly 3.1 centimetres, roughly. We'll do the height of it. Now again, it's a dome sort of. You can see it's not quite flat at the top and things. So we'll just, again, it's quite rough this. But, you know, it's best we can do. It's about 1.4. There we go. Centimetres, maybe 1.5 if you want to round it up. Yeah, and I guess we'll do the. Don't know if we've already done this, but just broken. We'll do the yeah, from the 2 sides of the heart as well. I would do if I could didn't miss it. There we go. Yeah, so it's basically that bit there, and that is about 3.2 centimetres. There we go. So yeah, so just in case you ever shrink them or anything like that, we have a relatively accurate guide as to whether they'll do it or not. Or even make them bigger, who knows, you never know. I doubt it. I doubt they'll ever make them bigger. Unless they charge you triple the price. Okay. Right, so here we go. Let's have a look. So there we are. Call me cynical. So it does look very nice, this one. Definitely does look nice. We'll chop it down the middle. Oh, I don't really want to break heart in half. It doesn't bode well, but there we go. Ooh. We did a description, did we, on this one, actually? But I think we know what's in there, but we'll do the official description before we continue. If we can find it. I think that's the one, isn't it? Let's see. Can't pronounce that at all. Curl à l'orange, I think. I'm not sure. A layer of luscious orange caramel lies atop intense dark chocolate ganache. Okay, so we've got ganache this time. So, you know, praline, ganache, truffle. I'm sure there's a difference, but tend to really be roughly the same. There you go. Yeah, look at that. You see on the bottom one as well. So there's a lot coming out there. Look at that. I think is it dribbling out there? Maybe. Yeah, crikey. Definitely. It's obviously a bit less on the other side because I've cut most of it on the other side. I think, bit of an even cut, I guess. Although you would say this heart side was a bit just as big, not bigger than the other one. So it's obviously a bit lopsided. The yeah, I would definitely say the one with the least amount of caramel is probably slightly bigger. There we go. But yeah, wall-to-wall ganache in white, whole box of yeah. It's I mean, it's one of those, isn't it? But it seems to be a popular thing. I think ganaches and truffles and things. I don't know why. It just seems to be. I don't know. I think it's an easy thing to do. Basically, I think, you know. I don't know. It's just an easy way of making something stand out or have a description that makes it sound exciting. I don't know, that's the impression I'm getting because, you know, I don't know, rather than just really do something quite ingenious and clever. It's not to say they're always horrible or anything, but it just seems to be quite a standard thing. Okay, so I'll give this half a taste. Let's give this one a go. So let's see. Dark chocolate on the bottom, so should be a good one. Orange and dark chocolate. It's a nice. It's a very sweet orange there. It's got like it almost has a bit like sugar crystals in it. There seems to be some kind of very small crunch. Dark chocolate's quite smooth as well because it's even more sort of smoother than the one we had before, which was just the Dragon Noir, which you would have thought would be quite smooth, being a chocolate praline, dark chocolate praline, whatever it was. This one tastes even smoother, really. I don't know why. It's because it's perhaps the orange cream's mixed in with it. And the orange cream's okay. It's not my. I wouldn't say it's probably it is a nice orange cream and possibly one of the nicer ones, but I still think it's probably just okay because it just seems to be quite sweet. It seems to have sugar crystals in it a bit, which makes it taste a bit like well, very vaguely reminiscent of those sort of those little sort of orange segments you get, that like little sugared oranges or whatever you get that you put on little cakes sometimes. Very only slightly reminiscent of those, but it did remind me of that when I got those little crunches of sugar in there with an orange taste. And obviously, from a premium selection, you're probably not expecting that. And I think orange creams are very. I don't know. I find them a bit. Very more mist than they are hit, basically, for the most part. I know Andrew, for instance, loves the orange creams in some of them, but I found them sometimes taste. I think the ones in, say, Quality Street taste like orange flavoured Calpol for me, which is not what I'm looking for in a chocolate. This one's very much not like that, but it still tastes a bit sort of, I don't know. I think orange creams don't quite work as well as orange flavoured chocolate is the gist of it. I just think this sort of tastes a bit too false, but it's still nice and I still enjoyed it. It's got definite orange flavour. I just think it just tastes very sweet, very sweet really. As I say, a bit false if you know what I mean. So, but it's probably one of the better ones though. As I say, it's not a weak one by any means. Not like the orange flavour Calpol and Quality Street. So I think for me it's a 4 out of 5 again. I quite enjoyed that one. I think the dark chocolate was nice, but not. I think even though you'd think it would be better or the same as the one in the Dragon Noir, I think the dark chocolate in that just worked a lot better. But I guess that was a specialist dark chocolate, chocolate. But yeah, don't know. Just it seemed okay, but I think that dark chocolate in that one was better. It just seemed a bit too. I think it was just maybe the cream blended in with it a bit too much. But there we go. So 4 out of 5. Still nice though. Still a good steady set. This one. I don't think anything's setting me alight though so far. But so far, really, the first one we had was a big surprise. I think that was maybe because I was probably expecting something so mundane and it turned out to be really nice. But so far, I think that was definitely the standout one so far. So yeah. Okay, so what have we got next then? So how many have we done now? We've tasted 4 chocolates, so got 4 more to go, halfway through. So what have we done? We've done the Cœur d'Orange, however you pronounce it, the Point de Chocolat, the Dragon Noir, and the Almond Croquant, however you pronounce that. The point of me to move the thing is behind the camera, so I keep having to sort of move my head around. So what do you think? Anyone got any preference? I'm tempted to leave the macchiato a bit later because I always find coffee chocolates a bit special. You don't normally get them, but there we go. Noah's saying hi Noah. How are you doing, by the way? How are you doing? You doing okay? Hope you're doing all right. Thanks for joining. Good to see you, by the way. I think it's the first one you've made, so at least that you've spoken in anyway. So good to see you. I'll tell you what. We'll do the macchiato. Then we'll do the one you mentioned, Andrew. Which one? The stracciatella, stracciata. Yes. I mean, my Italian, French, not the best. Okay, yeah, so I'll do the macchiato first then. Now it's quite a big one actually, deceptively big. I've only got 2 of these in the set again. Some of them got 4, as I say. Well, one of them got 4. Doesn't look too bad though, does it? It's got a nice star shape. Definitely looks pretty nice. Let's give the official description. Yeah, coffee chocolate's always good. Yeah, coffee chocolate's always good. I don't know why. I know some people hate it. But I quite like the difference, I just like the fact it's something a bit different, and you don't get them normally. You only get them in chocolate selections, so that's why I quite like them a bit. Yeah. So hope you're doing okay, Noah. I hope the weather's alright where you are. I know it's been bad in some places. There you go, macchiato. A milk chocolate cup filled with an aromatic coffee almond cream, topped with a mild white chocolate. Yeah. Okay, well, the almond cream, the almond for me had in the last one didn't really taste very almondy, so we'll see. Okay. Not too bad. There's a chocolate selection I'm looking into actually. It has 2 coffee chocolates in, so I might try and review that soon. I've got to get it yet. Can't remember what it was called now. It's like not an obscure one, but one I've not seen before, so I might have to order it online, I think. Okay, so do the old measurement of this one. Yeah, we'll do the stracciatella one next one, Andrew, as well. Let's see. So, I feel like I need to sneeze. Maybe not. I almost needed to sneeze there, but I didn't quite in the end. There we go. So it's about 3 centimeters roughly from one of the tips to the other one. Yeah, I'll do the height as well. So, as I say, the chocolates aren't symmetrical, so it's hard sometimes, or straight at the sides. Yeah, so the height as well, about 1.7 centimeters, maybe 1.8 if you round it up. Yeah, I think done them all then. We did it all. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's difficult to measure this one, of course, because it's not straight at the sides, but we get the gist of it, I think. Okay, let's put the other camera on. Right, there we go. Okay, let's give it a chop down the middle. So excited about this one, chocolate cup. I'm a bit worried that when I chop into it, the top might be a layer that might just squish it all down. So we'll see how that goes. Just from some of the Leo Bryan's ones that's happened, but there we go, it didn't happen in this case. Very interesting. I'll show you this one here. It's like a sort of, I thought it had like a seam of something else going in it, but we've got like a, that mild white chocolate on the top, and then the sort of almond truffle underneath. So it looks very nice. Yeah, it looks very nice. Bit don't know why it has to be a mild white chocolate, really. I feel like you want the white chocolate to stand out a bit. And it does have these sort of shavings on top, which may or may not be coffee shavings or something. But okay. All right, so I guess they've tried to do sort of the cafe au lait type affair. So that's right. Let's give it a taste. Do this half first, or this bit first. It's definitely got a good coffee taste to it. And the almond truffle, whatever it is, tastes very nice as well. It tastes it's not bad at all, that one, actually. And the white chocolate works really well with it. You really do get a sense of having quite a nice cup of coffee, really. Yeah, like one you get perhaps in a a bit of a special one you get perhaps with sort of like a creamy topper, and yeah, it's not bad actually, this one. It works really well. I think the layer, this is probably one of the, I wouldn't say the only one, but definitely in the minority of ones actually where the different layers have distinctly worked, been identifiable, and actually come out with something that's, you could say is perhaps more than the sum of its parts, really. And I think this is a really nice one. Maybe one of them in the Leo Bryan's dessert one we did once had that. I think that apple crumble one. That's very nice. I think the almond truffles in this one are very nice. Very nice. That almond crack one, the first one we had, was lovely, and this one's on a similar level, really. I think that's definitely a standout for me so far in the set. Those are the almond flavourings they've done have been very nice, and I'm not normally that bothered about that at all. Because normally they're pretty rubbish in other chocolates. It's just chopped almonds basically. Excuse me, but this one, yeah, very very nice, and it really comes across as just a nice cup of coffee with different. As I say, the layers are really distinct and really work. I don't know. Can I get perhaps another 4.5? I think that one. I'm tempted to give it a 5. Really, I don't know what would take it to give it a 5. But those two chocolates were very nice. It just maybe it's just something that's just not blown me away as such. But I don't know if these chocolates really are necessarily about blowing you away. These chocolates, I think they're sort of mainly about just getting the flavors just right and giving you something that's just a lovely experience. If you know what I mean. But maybe not one that would really blow your socks off. It's hard to say really, because of course when I do give something a 5 out of 5 in my normal reviews, it's generally rare. It might just be off the top of my head, let's just say it's Whisper Gold or something. You know what I mean? You wouldn't say that really blows your socks off either. But I think it's just the fact that you get quite a. I think it's just what you're expecting from a chocolate bar, and what it gives you is pretty good, and it just works pretty well. Whereas these ones are sort of small chocolates in a little package that are made specifically to give you a specific taste, and an indulgent taste or whatever, and I think it's like a different playing field, basically, isn't it? It's a hard one to explain, really. So I hope it makes some sense to you, really. So it's a difficult one. It's just the fact that these are special chocolates that are actually, as I say, trying to do something very specific. And I think it's just a different ballpark, I think you'd say, or whatever, however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. Thanks, Noah. Yeah, I'm glad you know what I mean. Yeah, as I say, it's a different scale, isn't it? If you know what I mean. And these ones, yeah, as I say, are very specific, tailored to be just right, and you're paying a premium price for them. So you expect a lot more, really. So there we go. But definitely good, those ones. 4.5, I think, for sure. Really nice, that chocolate one. Definitely that coffee one. Very nice. And so the almond cream they've got going on here, or the almond flavourings, or whatever they're doing with all the almond ones, seems to really be on another level. Actually, definitely stands out more than any other chocolate selection I've done so far, or tasted in the past. So, very impressed. Yeah. Okay. So yes, Andrew, you wanted the well. Let's have a look. See if I can pronounce it better. And looking at it, it's a bit smaller up there, so we'll try. Let's see. Let's find it now. Here we go. There we are. Okay. Like a little pillow. Oh dear. Well, carried stracciatella, I guess. It sounds a bit more Italian, that one. Crunchy cocoa and cookie bits and aromatic filling enveloped by white and dark chocolate. Oh, okay. We would say, well, the dark chocolate looks to be a bit in the minority, but the bottom layer of it does look to be dark chocolate, so I'm guessing that's where it is. In other chocolate selections, again, they would have said just that feathering at the top would have constituted the dark chocolate, you know, which is ridiculous. So it sounds interesting. Crunchy cocoa. Is this basically just cookies and cream, though? You know, is that what this is? So we'll see. But it does sound nice. Crunchy cocoa and cookie bits. Okay. Yeah. All right. Looks so tasty. I want to say only 2 of these in the selection again. Now here we go. And they would say the presentation on this one's not the best. I mean, it looks okay from there. It focuses in a bit. I'll say it tries to focus in on my face. That's what goes on. And if you turn it round, you can see it slopes a bit down the back. So I think the presentation on this one could be better. Let's see what the other one's like. That was a bit better, but nothing great. This one. Don't think it looks. I wouldn't say the others have sort of blown me away about the looks of them. You know, they've been nice looking, and well, I tell a lie there. What I mean is, I think you know, they do look nice. They have this air of quality when I open them and things, but individually, when you look at them, you know, there's been nothing super special about them individually, if you know what I mean. I think there's a set as a whole. It did look a very nice set, and this, that, and the other. But this one, I think, specifically on its own, yeah, it doesn't look that great. I think the feathering at the top is okay. Not a difficult thing to do that really. You basically pipe a line across, then draw it with like a toothpick or something. You can do it quite easily. Yeah, so there we go. So okay, well, not the best looking one, but nonetheless, doesn't matter. Appearance is not everything, as we all know. So let's see. So let's measure it with the old caliper. Should do it the other way around, of course, but you can see as I do it. But there we go. 1.34, 1.3 centimeters in height. And then let's do the other one. So it's a square, presumably, so we'll go too crazy on it. But there we go. So measure it that side, just under 3 centimeters, 2.9. So there we go. Yeah. All right. So not too bad. Let's give it a bit of a chop. Yeah, let's give it a cut. Okay. See. Ooh, okay, a bit of a tough one, this one. Definitely the toughest so far. It does look very much like cookies and cream, doesn't it? Very posh cookies and cream. Although, you know, well, yeah, maybe it does. It looks a bit different, of course. I do apologise for the chocolate on my fingers and things. It does look exciting now. I think it's just about we get cookies and cream all over the place these days, don't we? But I don't think it's a necessarily bad thing, is it? It's just, obviously, you know, but they have called it something that's very... I mean, maybe if you spoke French or Italian, whatever it's in, you assume French, but it could be Italian. Because obviously it's because of the special type of one. It does sound like an Italian name. Yeah, it might just sound quite mundane, but obviously to us, to me anyway, it sounds a bit extravagant. So yes. Okay, right. Let's give this one a taste. Is it more than just cookies and cream? Let's see. It's very creamy. To the point where, what does it taste like? Crunchy, crunchy, what's it say there? Crunchy cocoa, I think it says. There's crunchy bits in there, only just. That's a very, almost like a marzipan-y taste. It's bordering on going towards marzipan, really. I don't know. It doesn't taste of marzipan. There's no almond taste in it, but it has that sort of consistency, almost to an extent. It does almost taste a bit doughy as well, almost like a cookie dough almost, unbaked or something. Look, this is possibly my least favourite so far. This one actually. It's not got a nice taste to it particularly for me. It tastes a bit like marzipan without the marzipan taste. A bit like doughy as well, like It's like a, you know, a cookie dough that's not been cooked. I know some people love cookie dough and things, but not too sure I like it outside of you know, Ben and Jerry's ice cream, and it does specifically taste doughy, if you know what I mean. I'm not keen on that one. No, it's not very nice, that one, actually. The more I taste it, the more you know, yeah, it's not quite right at all. Yeah, no, it's not good. I'm not impressed with that one. I don't think even. I mean, it's perhaps a bit of a cookies and cream to an extent, but as I say, it's got that more doughy taste to it for some reason. I don't really know why that is. And I said that was probably a bit marzipan at first, but I think it's probably more doughy. Yeah, it wasn't very nice at all. Yes, I know what you're saying. So yeah, straight to the European flavour we rarely get over here. Yeah. Okay, ice cream. Yeah, so I wonder if it is. Yeah, it's an odd one. Maybe it's a sort of, you know, yeah, an acquired taste. Maybe. Yeah. So basically, Noah's saying that it's a European flavour. European flavour we don't really get here in the UK. Had it in ice cream. Yeah. So you found it. Did you find the same taste then, Noah? Did you when you had the ice cream? It tasted a bit doughy like and a bit wrong, a bit off. Yeah, not as off as in gone off, but just off, not as in not right. Yeah, I think it's yeah, maybe it's an acquired taste. Maybe that's what it is, and maybe I haven't acquired it. You know, yeah. Noah's saying it's a bit of nothing. And I think I have to agree with him really. But for me, it tasted a bit unpleasant as well. It tasted, in this case, it tasted a bit sort of unbaked. Yeah, I wasn't too happy with it really. Okay, yeah, and I'm just saying, according to Google, it's a variety of ice cream, gelato, consisting of milk-based ice cream filled with fine, irregular shavings of chocolate. Yeah, so maybe it's the type of milk they've used, maybe, I don't know. So it could taste very accurate, and this is what, you know, if you like that, you know, you'd love it. But for me, as I say, it tasted very, yeah, it tasted doughy to me. I don't know, just had not a very nice taste. So much to the point where I can't remember the chocolate as such. It just didn't. I just overpowered it really. It tastes very cookies and creamy at first. Then it sort of went into a weird, perhaps a bit of a, as I say, a marzipan-y consistency, but without the almond taste. And then it just sort of tasted a bit unbaked. It had that sort of like that journey of flavours through my mouth really. And yeah, so I think at the end I'm going to give that probably a 2 out of 5. I think. Yeah, that's a bit of a disappointing one, that one. But I imagine it's probably one of those. If you like that flavour, then that's up your street. But yeah, I haven't acquired that taste yet. Let's say that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that was a disappointment one, but I think that's possibly one that's just me really. And if you love that flavour, but you know, yeah, no one wasn't very impressed with it either. So maybe it's a UK thing. Maybe you know you need to be an Italian to like that. I don't know. There are flavours like that, you know, in the world. But okay, so maybe we'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. But for me, 2 out of 5. Okay, so yes, so where are we up to now? So what have we done now? We've had we haven't had the Diamante de Cafe yet. So we had the macchiato, or the Cœur d'Orange. We just had that stracciatella, or what it's called, stracciatella. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Point de chocolate, the Dragon Noir. So have we got 2 left actually, haven't we? So it's the Diamante de Cafe. Well, we're doing the caramella last, and the Diamante de Cafe. Is everyone still okay with that, Andrew? You still stand by that? Yeah. So anyway, I'd say it's only 2 left. I can't believe that. We've really got 2 left. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so well, basically at the start, Andrew said let's do the caramel one last. So you know, yeah, why not? Unless everyone's got any objections. Speak now, forever hold your peace. There we go. This is the Diamante de Cafe. So clearly, yeah. Excuse my nails, by in bad condition. It's just the cold weather plays havoc with my fingers and hands. It really does. Okay. It looks alright, doesn't it? But I don't know. Looks okay. Looks okay individually. I know as a set when we first opened it, it did have a bit of a wow factor. But I think, yeah, I don't know. It's some of them individually have been okay. I think is the gist of it. Let's have a look. What does it say? I can't remember. It's hard for me to read this one because of the angle of it. There we go. I'll try and do it. Lindt's ultimate dark chocolate with can't read what it says. With a what? With an intensely fragrant coffee filling, I think it says. Okay. Be hard for me to read that one because basically I can't see it. I'll just to check again. Yeah, so it's ultimate dark chocolate with an intensely fragrant coffee filling. So it's another coffee one. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Well, I guess it goes without saying because it does say Diamante de Cafe, but I hadn't really tweaked. Yes, that's quite an interesting one. So 2 coffee ones in the same set. That is unusual. I was just saying before there was a set I'd seen with 2 coffee ones. And obviously hadn't picked up that this one has it as well. So there we go. So that's an interesting one, isn't it? I'm quite pleased with that because I think it's an unusual thing Normally it has like a token coffee flavour. This one's clearly done a couple of them. Especially when it's a smaller set with some chocolates missing, which some could argue shouldn't really include two coffee ones. So there we go. So it's 3.2 centimeters. Yeah, from the tops. Pretty much the same. Yeah, it's a bit smaller on one side of the other. Goes to about 3 centimeters, 3.1 maybe, if you want to round it up. And height, we did height from the very bottom to the very tip of the coffee bean type of air, 1.75. But then from the lowest point of that sort of step, about 1 centimeter. There we go. Yeah, there we are. Okay, well, it definitely looks quite nice, doesn't it? You know, but it's sort of like, I think, a bit mundane looking, if that makes it. It doesn't have a wow factor to the look of it, but I think it looks okay. Clearly, it's like a milk chocolate top. It's bled over a bit there, but I think, I don't know. It's just something about it really that doesn't quite look very wowy, if you know what I mean. I don't know. I think it's just I think it's what it's trying to portray. The coffee bean just doesn't look that anything. It looks a bit like that's a weird warped eyelid or something, doesn't it? You know what I mean? It's a bit not sure if it's that great of a look, but okay, give it a chop. So again, because of the fact that it's actually sort of solid chocolate on the top with that bean, it has sort of split away. Very hard one to cut, this one. Okay, it's cut away on both sides actually. Tell that from the lower camera. Falling apart even more. Yeah, so you can see. I'll just hold the top one up. There you go. So there you go. You can see there. It's got some nubbins inside. You can see the top bit is sort of separated from the truffle. And there's a big lump at the bottom as well. So that's quite interesting. So clearly a very thin, possibly milk chocolate there at the top. Stops focusing on my face. Yes, there we go. Yeah, yeah. Hard one to. Not focusing. There we go. So it's a bit of a thin layer that there, really. I think you'd say. Yeah, it looks like a walnut whip. Yeah, it does a bit actually. Yeah, it does a bit. It does have that look to it, doesn't it? I've still not reviewed walnut whips. I had like 3 different types to review because they did a few different types. I think it's sort of like different branded ones. I think I'm not sure actually. I never got around to reviewing. They're in my backlog basically. I think they're well out of date, probably 2 years out of date now. So I did have them to review. I think I did a walnut whip without the walnuts on top, so they're just called whips, I think. Bizarre in itself. But yeah, so I do need to review those. But I don't know. There's just so much to review. It's impossible to get through it all sometimes. I need to stop buying the chocolates to review really, but it's difficult because you know you get ones that are the new sort of to review chocolates, if you know what I mean. So some things you have to review, you know, because they're basically like Easter or Christmas chocolates or something, and obviously they're ones that people want to see and hear about. So you can't win really. We're just having a quick look at what it says again. So we have an intensely fragrant coffee filling. There we go. Dark chocolate. So that creamy bit in the middle. So it did have, like, as I say, a bit of a milk chocolate topper. So we'll put that back on in a minute. There's obviously you assume there's coffee nibs or coffee crunchy bits in there because there's bits there. Try and put the top back on. Yeah, there we go. What it's worth. So we've got that little milk chocolate bit on the top. Okay, let's give it a taste. Definitely a bit of a crunchy bit. It's definitely a stronger coffee taste than the other one. The other one was like a perfect coffee au lait type of coffee with cream or whatever. Different layers and things. This one's very intense. Got the dark chocolate in there, which definitely emphasises that. And as I say, a sort of a strong coffee flavour on top of that as well. So I like that because it's different. Again, it's a different type of coffee than the other one. Not bad. I wouldn't say it's as exciting as the other one. The other one, I'll say, really managed to give well, I don't want to use the term chocolate journey because it's mentioned on the back of the box really, but I guess that's what it was, a journey of having a cup of coffee in a way. You'd experience the different layers and flavours of a cup of coffee pretty amazingly in that macchiato one. This one is just grabbing your head and stuff it in a in a very strong coffee, if you know what I mean. And that's basically what this is. It's just dark chocolate with quite a rich dark chocolate with a sort of a strong coffee taste on it as well. Not too strong, but definitely significant. You know, you can taste it basically. I mean, obviously, but you know what I mean. So again, it's another solid one. You know, it is what you'd expect. I think it's not going to blow your socks off. It's just a nice coffee experience. I'll say it's not on the same level as the other one, where it really was something quite well designed and crafted and specifically layered and made to give you that experience. I mean, whether it's by accident or not, I don't know. But this one is just literally just two flavors put together, really. You know, and that's the difference, I guess. So it's still a nice one. Still a 4 out of 5, I think, for sure. I think, yeah, not bad at all. But as I say, didn't quite give you the sort of like the slow crafted experience of the other one, the macchiato one. You know, at least in my opinion, anyway. Okay, Andrea, the pressure's on now. Apparently, this is the best one. So here we go. So it looks quite nice actually. Close up, I didn't notice this, but you can see it does actually say the name of it on it. Well, it says caramel actually. It doesn't say caramella. It's got the English one on it, which is maybe good or maybe bad. I don't know. I think I would have expected it to say caramella on it. You know, I don't think it would have. I'd be surprised if they renamed it for the UK market, but you know, especially when they've got half it. You know, all the rest of them are sort of French and Italian names. Okay, here we go. Here's the. So this is the last one. Hopefully, it's a nice one. Is it caramella? Caramelita. Okay. So little caramel. I think that's basically translates as. You see, the problem is I couldn't see it because it's on the the big image on my screen is actually far away, because you can see I'm holding my arms outstretched to show you this where the camera is, and the monitor which has the picture of the chocolates is further behind again, so I couldn't read it. So sorry about that. But caramelita, there we go. Double layered caramel in a delectable combination with creamy bittersweet chocolate. Okay. Delectable combination. Sounds a bit weird. That double layered caramel in a delectable combination with creamy bittersweet chocolate. Okay, I guess when you read it a bit better, it sounds better. All right, so double layered caramel. Okay, creamy bittersweet chocolate. We talked about this, didn't we, on the reviews the other week? Bittersweet, and I think it's like an American term for bittersweet chocolate and things, or was it something else? I can't remember now. But I think it basically means probably a dark milk chocolate. Okay, so let's give it a bit of a measure. Why not? Let's make sure the calipers are. No, I can't open it. Okay, so let's measure it from top to bottom. Okay, let's see. No, so I should turn it way around for you, but I apologise for this. Okay, so about 4.1 centimetres there. That's about. We'll do the width now. Of course, it's a sort of like a weird oval shape, so clearly at the sides it's going to be wider, but we'll measure it from there. I think that's fair enough. Okay. There you go, 2.13 centimetres. And then we'll do the height. Don't think we've done the height. It's got a bit of a lip on here, it's a bit of a cheat. So it's about 1.6. Then if you do it from, yeah, you can see the lip there. We'll do it from the other side where it's a bit lower. Maybe just to the top of where it's got the caramel bit. I'd be wrong with 1.6 actually. Yeah, about 1.4 then. There we go. Just double check that 1.6 because I feel like I might have got that wrong. Yeah, a bit difficult because obviously it's not straight even at the side, so this time I've got 1.67, but 1.6 I think is fair enough. Okay, right, well, interesting one. So that's the problem with measuring them as well, of course. You know, there are different shapes and sizes, but okay. And the chocolates when they're not even. But of course, get a rough idea. I think if they're going to decrease in the things, I think it would still be apparent. So we want to cut in this one. It's going to chop the caramel bit off, but we'll see. So apparently it's got 2 layers of caramel or something. I don't know if that layer is just the top. You know, the bit that's basically that sort of where it's got that little tab of where it says caramel on it. But you can clearly see there's a runny caramel there. Maybe a chew one underneath. Hard to say. I hope this. I think that's falling off. You can see there it's dripping away. Got a runny caramel there, not too bad. Again, it's focusing on my face. There we go. Look at that. The drop off. There we go. Might have caught it on the other camera. I'm not sure. Watching both. Okay, so not too bad. This one looks yeah, does like a nice mix of textures. No, you're right. Really, it does look a good one. So let's see. Let's hope it tastes that way. I think I'll taste this half because it's got the top bit there. So let's give that a go. I'll just yeah, let's give it a taste. Again, it is. I would say again, it's that butterscotchy caramel. By which I mean, if you can imagine, like say a Werther's original in liquid form or something like that. That's basically what it tastes like. So it's a bit of a sweet. I don't know. Yeah, butterscotchy caramel, I think, is the best way I can describe. So it's not my favourite runny caramel taste. I'm not really getting a separate caramel taste either. It said there was two layers of caramel. Did it say something? What does it say? Double layered caramel, it says. And I don't really know what that means because I didn't really get anything to imply it's double layered. Creamy bittersweet chocolate. Don't really get the chocolate coming across too much because again the caramel's so sweet. Can't really taste the chocolate whether it's sweet or not. Which again I think is a miss really because, for instance, in the dark chocolate one before, you can clearly taste the dark chocolate accompanying the sort of the coffee taste. So you really wanted to get like a bitter, or if you really wanted to get a chocolate taste across, I think you'd have to. It's meant to be sweet or whatever. You don't need it to be sweet to start because you got the sweet caramel. So you really want it to be a bitter chocolate. I would have said. Unless maybe you're not bothered and you just wanted the caramel taste to come across, in which case fine. But I don't know. I feel like it's making something of the chocolate there, saying it's a bittersweet chocolate or whatever, and it doesn't really matter because you can't taste it. So yeah, I think it's okay. That one a bit mundane-y, I think, for me. As I say, I'm not a big fan of that sort of butterscotchy caramel, and I think most of them seem to have that as their caramel in these chocolate sets for some reason, rather than the very sort of I don't know how you describe the ones in say Cadbury's caramel or Quality Street or Galaxy caramels and things. They're just a bit different. There's something different about those tastes. They never seem to be this sort of like butterscotchy caramel. So I guess in a way that's good because these are different and they do give you something you don't get elsewhere. But for me, it's just a bit. I don't know. They taste a bit sort of. I don't know. I'm not as big a fan of those. I don't mind sort of that sort of caramel. So I don't mind Werther's originals and things, but I just don't know. As a liquid form, it's just a bit too. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, not really for me. I don't think. So I think that one again is not too bad. But I think it's probably. I couldn't really taste the chocolate in it. The bittersweet chocolate didn't seem to come across too great. Could have been anything really that was just couldn't taste it because of the sweetness of the caramel. So it's probably a 3 out of 5 that one I think. Yeah, so there we go. I think we've done them all. Have I missed any? I've done 8, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I think we've done them all. That went quite quick again, but it was a good set actually. No real, other than that sort of like the stracciatella one, whatever it's called. I can't really. Let's see. How should we pronounce that? Carré de stracciatella? Stracciatella? I'm not sure. There's probably a better way of saying that, and if you're Italian, I've probably offended you. I assume that's an Italian word. Sounds more Italian. Well, it's gelato, didn't someone say in the comments? I think it was Andrew and Noah. Both said actually it was a gelato flavour or whatever, or type of gelato. So sounds Italian to me. But yeah, so that was the only disappointing one. That one, and it could just be, as I say, it's because I'm not got the acquired taste for that one. But other than that, I think they were mainly pretty good for the most part. There's a couple of mundane ones there. I think the standout ones though are definitely the almond taste ones. I think the Diamante di Cafe and the which one's the was it that one? Oh sorry, no, the macchiato and the almond quackwan stood out, and also was there another one? I think it might have just been those two actually, mightn't it? Yeah, I think it was just them two. I think. I feel like there was another one with almond in it. Was it the macchiato had an almond taste in it as well? Yes, there's almond cream. There you go, an aromatic coffee almond cream. It said. So I think those they're doing a really good job with those almond cream type flavours. They were really nice, those two. They stood out so well. I say that quackwans and the macchiato, they were definitely the best ones. But I think the others weren't too bad either. Some a bit better than others, of course. So I think for me as a set as a whole, I think probably I think it's the other problem, as I say, we a bit of possibly the elephant in the room. Have we not lost sight of the room? was the fact that we're missing 5 of these chocolates. Now, if you see those ones at the bottom, unfortunately I can't read them because of the way the camera is. But there's quite a few there, starting with that Pele de Cacao, I think it is, and then going almost like Cornet d'Or, golden cornet, yes, tiramisu, triangle and noisette. The creme brulee one there. We haven't got any of those in this selection. Now, there was one big selection we did review, or selection review, where it was missing one of them, I think. Maybe 2, but I think one. I think there's a Lindt one as well. And that was not that great. but you know, it was only one, and you could perhaps say, well, okay, you know, it still doesn't stand up really, because I think there were still ones where they had like 4 of one and 3 of another and things. But this one, there's 5 different chocolates missing, and we do get 4 of one and 3 of others and things. I think, you know, we had 3 of the dragon noirs and stuff like that. I think the others had 2, but there's clearly I don't know. They could have done something. I think hard one to say. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think they could have mitigated it a bit better than they have done. I'm not sure. So I think that's a problem with that, really. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, I think. Well, let's see. Does it actually say? Yeah, there we go. It does actually say there. So there's different boxes actually. So you can see actually there's a little blue, little small print there. See those asterisk part there. So it says one's not included in the 145 gram box, and some. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, you can see the asterisks is next to them. There's another one there as well, not included in 195 box. So there's actually 3 sizes of box here. So you can see there that some of them are not included in both boxes. Yeah, so that one there we're missing out. Those 2 are not included in this one. I don't know why it's got. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you can see some of them aren't in both. Yeah, I think those last 5. And there's a smaller box presumably as well, which is smaller than this one, which doesn't include that one. And we luckily got that one. So yeah, so there you go. So it's just bigger boxes basically, and I'm not sure what to make of that. I think that's a bit off. That really, I think that's. I don't know. It doesn't seem right. That does it to miss some out. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, because obviously if you have a massive box, then you know it's nice for them to throw more flavors in. You just have too many of one, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like I do feel like there's something not quite right with that. I feel like you've seen some selections with dairy with I don't know what's it called, the Cadbury's milk tray and things have two layers in with like 30 chocolates in. You know, this one's got 4, 8, 12, 16, 19 chocolates in this one. So it's 11 less than the milk tray, which probably costs less. It's double layered. You know, it has 11 more chocolates in. So you could, I think, you know, maybe these cost more to make. I don't know. I doubt they really particularly do. You know, could be wrong, of course, but I'm not too sure that they'd be that expensive to make. I know they obviously have an air of quality and things, but you know what I mean. You do kind of know that these things are quite cheap to make, really. You know, and I wouldn't have said there's anything specific in these that makes them stand out particularly from just other regular chocolate sets. So I think we're just paying for the name, really. So I think with that in mind, with that sort of weird, I don't know, yeah, what would you call it? Discrimination, maybe you'd say, between the boxes. I don't know. It just seems a bit like, oh, you've got to spend £30 to get the full flavour, and it's sort of like, you know, they've not even tailored this just for this set. I think if they just tailored this one and they only had the 8 chocolates in, I think you would probably be fine with that. And you might say, check out the bigger one for extra chocolates or whatever. I think I'd be okay with that. But I think the way it sort of throws it in your face a bit like this, I think it's just not very fair. You know, it's kind of saying, well, look, you know, you've not got the better one. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't like that. So yeah, I think overall though, I think I'm not going to specifically hold it against that. I'm just going to say, you know, with an asterisk, ironically, against it to say, but there is some disparity between the versions, and it's a bit unfair and a bit cheeky, I think, to sort of do it the way they've done it. I think it could have been a better way, and I think they could definitely have made this set bigger. And I think it's just trying to make you spend more money to get more chocolates. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think it's just having those layers artificially, making different layers of the chocolates. We don't really need to. As I say, you've got milk tray and things, even though it's you could say cheaper, you know, less quality product or whatever. I don't particularly think it would cost that much less to make. That has 30 chocolates in it. This one only has 19, so there's definitely room. You know, this, I don't know. Seems a bit dodgy, but anyway, won't labour the point anymore. You get the gist. So I think for me overall, though, with that in mind, I'm not going to hold it against it particularly. I think it's still a nice set. I'm not going to blow your socks off. There's definitely some better than others in there. I think there's definitely some standout ones, and it was definitely had a bit of a range that was slightly different than other chocolate sets as well. I wouldn't say the range is massive. They were all pralines and things. It's tempting to give it a 3.5, but I'm going to go for a 4 out of 5. There we go. Yeah, so I think it's probably a low 4 out of 5. I think just for the lack of variety, maybe. But I think the ones it does really well, it does really well. Those almond ones were really nice. The macchiato and the quaquant or whatever. The orange one wasn't too bad. Even the dark chocolates did a good job on. I think it's just the caramel and that stracciatella one. However you pronounce that. I do apologise any times watching. They were just lowering it down a bit, and they were ones that almost dragged it really to a 3.5. Well, I think the other ones were I think he just managed it so well for something so mundane with the almond ones. I think that's why I've bumped it up a bit. But I think, what with the missing chocolates and things, it's tempting to put it down to 3.5. But I think, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and go with a 4 there. I still think it's a nice set to have, and if you got it, I don't think you'd be disappointed, really. And I like the way that when you have got something in it, like that sort of, light milk chocolate, it is specifically there. It is, even though there's not much of it in that mountain one, there was definitely a chunk there that was light milk chocolate. It wasn't like just a skin deep layer, similar to that feathering on the stracciatella one or whatever. You know what I mean? So it had something. It was there. Even though it could have been bigger, and I think you should have perhaps proportioned it better. It was still specifically there, and it was an intended separate layer of chocolate on. So I think they had done a relatively good job. They'd paid it good attention. I think when perhaps other sets wouldn't have done so, which may again might be the difference between this and Milk Tray or something. But even so, I don't know if the difference is that big to warrant a massive price increase to get all the chocolates. But that's a difficult one to judge, that one, so there we go. But yeah, 4 out of 5, there we go. Hope you enjoyed that review, everyone. Can't believe we've got through another one, really. Yeah, so next week, well, I might do a Jaffa Cake one again, but with I think perhaps the raspberry strawberry flavour ones. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's going to be as in demand as maybe the orange ones was, but I was intending to do it as a regular review anyway, and it would be suited to this. So I'll have a think about that one. I might do another chocolate selection, but let me know either way what you fancy. Leave a comment or whatever, or get in touch with me in many other ways. Check out the Discord channel, everyone, by the way. Great to hear from you. If you can join me there, you can chat to me there directly, and other people as well, of course. But send images and review requests and things like this. But yeah, thanks for turning up. Glad you enjoyed it. Glad you turned up as well. Good to see you, by the way. Really nice that you could make it. And thanks Scotty as well, of course. I think Alan came earlier. Not heard from him for a while, but I think he might still be there. And Andrew, of course, as well. Yeah, thanks so much for your support, everyone. And I really appreciate all your comments and you coming to watch the videos and things like this. I hope you enjoyed them still. Hopefully you do. But guys, always feel free to leave me a comment or let me know if anything you don't like or don't want to see or things like this. Hopefully things are working generally pretty well. And thanks again, everyone, and take care. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Okay, thanks everyone. Take care. Have a good day. Bye for now. See ya.